Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of the 2019 MWHL Finals here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So tell me a little bit about last night's game, JJ.
Last night's game was pretty vicious, but we're expecting more of the same today. Both teams have been here before. The Breckenridge Vipers were here in 2017. Was it, or 2016, excuse
yep.
me. In 2016, unfortunately, they went home empty-handed, and the reigning champions are NorCal's Ice Raiders, and they want to take the cup home again.
They are undefeated this year. They're a tough team to beat. Yesterday, in Game 1, the Vipers came out strong. They scored the first 2 goals, and then the NorCal Ice Raiders, 5 unanswered goals. So it ended up 5-2.
They pretty much ate them for dinner last night. I mean,
Well,
we ended the first period with they were 2 goals behind, and then after that, it was.
They did. You know, in the first 10 minutes, it was amazing because the Vipers looked like they were going to control the whole game, but they made some adjustments, and they came back, and like I said, they scored the next 5 goals and won the game. If they win today, once again, they're going to complete their undefeated season and win the MWHL championship. So
Pretty impressive.
it is pretty impressive.
That's a long streak. So we saw some fists yesterday. What do you think we're going to see today?
Well, it's going to be some hard hitting and so on. I think that the Vipers will make some adjustments, JJ, and they're going to come out really strong. All I know is it's going to be a hard-fought battle, and it's going to be a great match. Thank you for tuning in to the MWHL Championship, and thank you, JJ, for being here too.
Thanks for joining us on MWHL.net.
So done with laundry.
We deserve a vacation. The sun, the sand, the little umbrellas in our drinks.
Sounds expensive.
Sounds heavenly.
You two are getting along now?
If we book on Allegiant.com,
We can get a great deal on everything.
I'm so glad we found a deal you could both agree on.
I found the deal.
No, it was my idea.
No, it was mine.
Listen to your wallet and visit Allegiant.com now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 2 of the 2019 Mountain West Hockey League Championships here from the Sobe Ice Arena in beautiful Las Vegas. I'm Stephen Pulsenti, and my cohort, Pat Quinn, is standing beside me. He's going to be doing color. He's a longtime hockey guy, played up in Utah for the Grizzlies, and he's great at color. So from what you've seen so far, Pat, what are you thinking about what you expect for tonight?
Well, thanks, Steve. It's nice to be here. We have a clean sheet of ice. We have a potential championship game coming up here. I think the Vipers have to start out strong like they did yesterday, but they need to maintain their momentum all the way through the game.
It was amazing yesterday because they came out and the Vipers did, and they were ahead 2-0 in the first 10 minutes. I would have thought it was going to be a rout, but I got to tell you, the NorCal Ice Raiders made some adjustments, started closing them off in the neutral zone, and really took it to them, scoring the next 5 goals and winning the game yesterday 5-2.
Once they got their legs underneath them and started moving the puck, Breckenridge really seemed to have a hard time containing them. So we can expect Breckenridge to play much tighter today with much more intensity. So let's see what happens. Here we go.
And the face-off. The Vipers bringing it in. The first attempt. Oh, and a rush and a nice poke
right
check
off
by
the way.
O'Malley.
That's a good sign for Breckenridge.
O'Malley with a nice poke check in net. Puck coming around in the corner. Good pressure. The Vipers seem, like you just said, to be pressuring early.
Of course, that's how they started last night as well.
Waiting to clear the zone. Fired in. Shot similar to that last night, Pat. Went off the glass, went off the dasher, off the goalie's back and in the net. It was a bad luck on their part.
Well, goals get unlike that sometimes.
Yeah, they do. You being a reformed goaltender, you know that. Sometimes things happen. Vipers coming down. They cleared it down. The Ice Raiders cleared it down themselves, and as a result, the icing was called off. A touch pass in the zone. Shot on net.
A little bit of chaos early. Nobody really seems to be controlling.
Well, for a lot of people who don't know, the Mountain West Hockey League was developed in 2012. Oh, nice little tip in front. That's semi-pro for a lot of people who weren't signed in the pros and wanted to continue their passion in playing hockey. Ice Raiders bring it out of their zone, flip it into the corner, controlled by the goaltender for the Vipers.
Well, there's a lot of good young players out there with a lot of talent and a lot of heart.
And a lot of people from this league, Pat, have gone on to the ECHL and the AHL. And so it's good for development during the strike.
This is the first sustained pressure by NorCal. They've already got one shot off.
Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forward, so they brought it out of the zone, cleared the zone, and bringing it in, just a little pitchfork into the side. Oh, nice pressure by number 23 down there. Actually, number 22, Nickel.
2-on-1.
2-on-1 for the Vipers with a man. Oh! Nice little defensive play, tied up his stick. Just for a second was number 20 Geron.
Yeah, I was wondering if the ref might call a hook on that. He did get it up by his hands, but he let that go.
It's kind of nice last night, Pat. As you know, they let a fair bit go, let them play hockey, and they do follow the NHL rules. Well, the ref got in the way just a little bit, allowing the Ice Raiders to keep that puck in. Number 6 for the Ice Raiders works it out of the corner.
NorCal is doing some nice cycling. They were practicing this in warm-ups, I saw.
Number 17, Witten, had an excellent game last night and a strong start to tonight's game.
He's a big boy. He's got that big, heavy beard. Very intimidating. Ooh, big shot.
Nice slap shot. O'Malley has good positioning. He's a prototypical 6'3" goaltender of today. Way bigger than when you and I were goaltenders in the past. Actually, you had an excellent game on Tuesday, I have to say.
Lausen.
Oh,
There we go. NorCal. They bury the puck.
They just had a little pressure down there and they got the rebound. Nice little backhand that snuck under the goalie's pad. Visibly unhappy at number one getting that goal scored on him.
I didn't see any kind of attempted breakout on Breckenridge's part. They just really couldn't seem to get any kind of control in their end, and eventually NorCal capitalized on that and put the puck in the net.
So at the 16:22 mark of the first period, it's 1-0 for the home team, which happens to be the NorCal Ice Raiders. Touch pass over the blue line. Oh, fires it into the corner.
Scored by number 71, Matt Quilley. Assisted by number 22, Josiah Nickel. And number 84.
So that goal was scored by number 71, Matt Quilley, and assisted by number 22, Josiah Nickel.
And Hutchison on that first Ice Raiders goal.
Starting to do some hitting now.
Oh, nice little touch pass back to the defenseman. Oh, just bobbled it a little bit. Oh, and a nice little shot pass off the back of the stick of number 74, tying the game, Battenberg for the Vipers.
You know, a little patience pays off. They were bobbling the puck, but they got control of it. They moved it around to the open ice, and they were able to get a deflection.
Yeah. Faked it at the blue line, made their guys react just a little bit. And like I said, a shot pass to the backhand of number 74, Battenberg.
O'Malley didn't have too much of a chance on that one, I'm afraid.
No. So at the 15:41 mark of the first period, the score is tied 1-1. The Vipers bring it across the blue line. Nice little, had a guy coming in. Number 21 for the Vipers fires it behind the net to his player. Loses track of the puck. Like Pat said, there's some hitting
Almost
going on.
another tip there.
He is a big goaltender and moves side to side pretty well, but I got to tell you, if you get a goalie moving side to side, often it's tough for them to stop any puck. Up and out.
That was some good pressure on the Vipers' part.
Yeah, some sustained pressure. They didn't see a lot of that last night. After the Vipers' 10-minute mark, there wasn't a lot of sustained pressure.
NorCal is back on their heels a little bit. Let's see if this new line can do something.
15:02 of the first period. The score is 1-1. NorCal wins the draw and gets it out of the zone. Number 21 for NorCal. Well, is it just me, Pat, or is the defense being left out the defense is leaving the goalie out to dry there? He's got to go at that guy.
Yeah, that's some good individual effort on whoever scored that. He had a blocked shot, they picked up the puck, came back in and roofed it.
And that was number 21, Kasheshian. So that was 21 from 7, Johnson, and 30. O'Malley, 27, which is Fagergren. But there was great individual effort, like Pat said, by Kasheshin bringing it in. Looks like our first penalty of the game at the 14:45 mark.
Well, going back to that goal, with that turnover in the neutral zone, that left the Vipers shorthanded in their zone, and the defenseman couldn't do a whole lot. He blocked the first shot, but then the goal was wide open.
Face off in the offensive zone for the Vipers. Couple of fakes by number 9, walking it in. Oh, tries to take it on the back end. Nice power move to the front. 18.
Well, he's got 4 other players he needs to pass to.
Oh, looks like give it to them. If they don't give it to them soon, this is the thing to do. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Note to the box, please update the score to 2-1. 2-1.
5-on-3 is always an exciting power play. Lots of movements of the puck, lots of quick shots. Let's see if the Vipers can tie it up here.
That penalty goes to number 72, I believe. Actually, number 2, Sean Weiss.
This will tell us a little bit about the confidence of the Vipers if they're able to move the puck around.
I think patience is the key. When you have a man advantage, you should.
Yeah, take your time.
Take your time. Move it around. Don't try to force it. Oh, he did. Well, like I said, that shot.
At the same time, though, if you see a shot, take it, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a differential of about 21 seconds between the two penalties. So they've got a man advantage for quite a while.
Well over a minute.
Yeah, minute and 7 seconds. The key for the team with the 3 guys is to go in much like a triangle. Didn't call that. Much like a triangle, and then just force the team to the outside. But there should be plenty of open space and open time. It was impressive last year and over time that the teams that do make it to the finals do use a lot of systems and have a lot of talent and desire. So we got number,
trying the one-timer on the point. Those are much harder than they look.
It takes a lot of practice to get the timing down. When you see someone like Ovechkin or Stamkos do a one-timer, that didn't just happen overnight. Number 89 gets the shot away into the butt of the NorCal player. Big number 17. It's
Witten had a good block there.
Every time I see Witten and one of the other players, they remind me of Game of Thrones. It's 21 seconds left in the last penalty that's remaining. That's on number 2, Sean Weiss.
NorCal's doing a really good job of boxing out, not letting the players inside.
Oh, and the Viper player brought it around the net, and number 89 lost track of it, and the defenseman wasn't able to kick it in.
Okay, well, good for NorCal. They killed a 2-man disadvantage.
Yeah, and
that should give them a boost.
A lot of times it does give somebody a boost. It can be demoralizing, but the game is early, and as was shown last night, any one of these teams can score at any one time. They do have a lot of talent on the ice right now. Touch pass to number 9, who's
waited just a little too long to shoot.
It's around the crease area. Number 22 once again, Nickel.
If I'm not mistaken, he was the most valuable player. Is that correct in the regular season?
Well, in the playoffs last year, he was the most valuable player. But I would imagine, just by the way he plays, he was probably the most valuable player on his team. If there was a voting, or if.
I'm not sure what that was. That icing or an offsides? What was that?
They're saying that the puck was hit with a high stick. So they're just calling. Yeah, as it was coming across the blue line, they were saying that the NorCal player played it over his shoulder. It was kind of a touchy call, but the faceoff is in the Vipers' offensive zone. Number 9 controls the puck, takes his time.
It's a nice breakout on NorCal part. They're really the only team I've seen that's done a structured breakout so far.
Well, as you say that, the Vipers come up with quite a nice one themselves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they seem to be trying to be individuals a little bit too much.
A lot of individual effort on the Breckenridge part so far, yep.
And I say that because they're coming up the middle and they're trying to make it through 3 guys, which is it doesn't matter how good you are. It's tough to make it
you and
through.
I might be able to do that, but these guys, they don't have that kind of skill.
Well, I did it last night, but it was in my dreams. So, it's hindsight's 20/20, and it's easier to play when you're standing over the glass. It's easier to get hit by a puck, but here's a breakaway by number 89. He takes his time, and a beautiful save by O'Malley, the goalie for the Ice Raiders. Touch pass to number 5, gets the shot away, and once again, sticks in the passing and the shooting lane are crucial.
O'Malley did a good job. He came out, blocked off the angle, and he came in pretty quick. He didn't have time to go around him, so O'Malley played that really well.
When there's only one player, a trick that a lot of the goalies are using right now is they're coming way far out of the net. When there are more players in front of the net, more and more of the goalies are staying back in their crease and using more reaction because they don't want to give up, just be left in la-la land and have the guy be able to go right around it. It was a nice little play.
Open ice hitting going on.
Beliveau, number 6, making a change. He
no icing
clears it
on
down.
that.
Nope.
Let's see if they can do another breakout. Gaining speed through the neutral zone.
Nice. A lot of people don't understand the importance of hitting isn't to kill the guy, it's to separate him from the puck. And that's exactly what happened against the boards over there was, breakaway on number 21. Oh, heck of a poke check.
That was a beautiful poke check.
And a high stick on the Ice Raiders. The puck was touched with a high stick, which doesn't result in a penalty. If someone gets clipped or something or hit with a high stick, then they do get a penalty, but this isn't a 2-minute penalty. This is just a face-off.
So the NorCal defenseman did a low percentage pass off the boards, but it paid off, and NorCal had a breakaway. But the goalie made a beautiful poke check coming out to prevent the goal.
Puck in the neutral zone, tries to poke it over. Oh, if his player touches it right now, it is a hand pass. Hand pass is when your player touches it and then one of the other players touches it next. If their player would have touched it in between, there wouldn't have been a whistle.
It's pretty even play so far. Both teams have had their chances. Obviously, both teams are skating hard. Been some fair amount of hitting. Very exciting game so far.
And this being your first Mountain West Hockey League game, are you impressed, pleasantly surprised by the level of play? Or
it's very intense. These guys are really talented hockey players. Like I said, there's a fair amount of hitting, which is exciting. Some hard shots.
And it's kind of nice that they're playing with the NHL rules because they do let a lot go, and they know that it's a championship game. So the ref, he's works it into the middle. Oh, nice blocker save.
Here at the Sobe Arena, there's so many good places to watch the game. You can be right on the glass if you want, or up in the stands. But it's always up close and personal.
If you're in Las Vegas, this is still the 9-minute mark of the first 9:18 of the first period. So if you're close to the Sobe Ice Arena, which is the Fiesta on Rancho, and the captain comes, just gets his hands on it.
I don't know how the ref missed that hook. He had it on his elbow for a good 10 seconds, preventing the backhand.
That's tough when that kind of stuff happens.
A big hit from behind. I think he's certainly going to get a penalty on that one. The player is slowly getting up. Looks like he's okay, but a little dazed.
A Viper player number 22, one of the slighter of build players on the Vipers, did take quite a hit, and it looks like
he was a good 2 feet from the boards, got hit from behind and went in head first. That was not. That was a pretty dangerous play on NorCal part.
It is dangerous. You know what, NorCal, though they're in the lead right now, they got to stop giving up penalties because this is when the game can get away on you. Because the Vipers do have enough firepower. Oh, stop. Stopped by the goalie with his glove hand. I lost sound there for a second, but number 4 on the draw for the Vipers.
The point needs to keep those shots on the ice. It doesn't do any good to keep them up. It's harder to tip those.
Had to wait to clear the zone. The Ice Raiders defenseman takes his time, little composure, cross-ice pass to Giron, and fires it down the length of the ice. The goalie for the Vipers controls the puck. A little scrambly right now considering they have the man advantage, but bringing it through the neutral zone. Number 89 seems to really have his wheels, but not enough wheels right there because it was whistled offside.
A little skirmish after the play.
These guys have played each other enough, especially having played last night, that a lot of times they've You know, it's just natural not to care for players.
And
on
you
the other
remember who did what at the game before, and so there's always a little bit of retaliation.
Number 22, beautiful pass and a nudge. No. Looks
Another
like another penalty on the Vipers.
On the Vipers or NorCal?
On NorCal, excuse me.
So another 5-on-3 it looks like.
Looked like a slashing call on NorCal, number 4. He had a beautiful goal last night. He controlled the puck here, was on and off his stick really quickly and put it up in the top of the net. One of the Game of Thrones pairings out there. Time right now is 8:04 in the first period. The score is 2-1 currently. Oh, just a little bit outside. That wrist shot. Back to the defense. Number 22 directing traffic. Back to his defensive partner, and the puck is rolling a little bit. That's tough. Oh, not a good time for your stick to break. The defenseman lost his stick, number 18, Scannion.
Goalie makes a nice pass to the neutral zone.
And once again, Whitten. Oh, he has a guy. Oh, cross pass. Like I said before, it's tough when the goalie has to get from left to right that quickly. Didn't have a lot of chance. Number 20 on the Vipers evens the game. That was Michael Fisk. Michael Fisk, didn't see who passed it to him, but it was a beautiful one-timer off the right post. O'Malley didn't have a chance.
Yeah, right across the top of the crease. The Breckenridge player standing right there. O'Malley had very little chance to get that one.
I don't know about you, but I really paid a lot of attention as a goaltender to break up passes coming that close to my crease. So you can't blame the goalie.
Well, if he's expecting the shot, it's hard to plan for the pass.
Yeah, 2-2. Oh, the puck stolen in the zone. Nice little shoulder save. Shrugs it off. Vipers have to hurry to get it out of their zone, but they lose that battle. Number 21 keeps it in. Kasheshian.
Well, there's still a power play going on. 55 seconds for the Breckenridge to come up one more goal, maybe take the lead. They tried another pass across the crease. This time it was blocked by the defenseman.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. He had plenty of time over there. It looks like he tried to force the issue. That's tough.
36 seconds to go in the power play.
For the Vipers, up the neutral zone, the captain brings it in. Has it tapped off his stick by number 17, Whitten, who is playing a solid game once again. Oh, nice little pass.
Tried to do too much inside. Didn't quite have the room to do all the stick handling he wanted to do.
Isn't that funny? It's a game of millimeters and milliseconds. So if you just, if you're out there thinking about what you should do, there are players out there that are doing it. So you just have to move so quickly and make so few mistakes. Oh, nice little. Oh, what a beautiful effort by number 9 on the Vipers, Saratori. He assisted on the last goal, brought it in, put it on his backhand, and slipped it through the 5-hole of the goalie, O'Malley. That was, I don't know if that was a full strength or a power play goal, but it does make it 3-2 for the Vipers.
He made a beautiful move with his skate. He kicked the puck and was able to move around the defenseman and evade the poke check, and he went in and looked like it dribbled. Looked like O'Malley got the original shot, but then it dribbled in behind him.
It's so tough. When you see, if you haven't played this game, it's amazing to, oh, the puck came close to us again.
Stevie's a little gun shy from last night.
If you didn't see that, I just about, I can't afford to have this nose any more swollen than it already is. So, and I had to duck out of the way because we're just off the glass and I'm just over 6 feet tall, which means I'm hanging over the boards by about 2 feet.
Yeah, we're from about the neck up. We're pretty well exposed.
Looks like they're if any more goals do go in.
Why'd they call that as an ice? That didn't even cross the goal line.
It's at the dot.
But the puck still has to cross the goal line. And it didn't even cross the goal line when he blew it.
Maybe the linesman has a date. Come on. Face off in the Viper zone, tries to work it up the boards. Nice little check in the corner. The Viper defenseman battle over the puck and then clear it up to the neutral zone. The NorCal Ice Raiders seem to have more of a system as far as their breakout goes. The Vipers are keeping it simple and using the boards, and if all you do, offside, number 25 brings it in a little bit offside.
I would agree. I think NorCal's a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more structured in their play. They seem to support one another, whereas, Breckenridge, they're doing these long stretch passes. I think they're doing whatever they can. I think they're doing a pretty good job so far.
Well, in speaking with the Vipers coach prior to the game, I said, "Are you guys ready to play?" And he says, "I got a lot of guys that are pretty pissed off from last night," and so they were humiliated getting 5 unanswered goals scored on them, and as a result, they didn't want that to happen in this game. So the face-off, number 17 Witten for the Ice Raiders, draws it back to number 8, 18. Viper player brings it up the boards and bobbles it a little bit and loses the puck, and it gets cleared back into his zone. Misses the little skate play there.
There's another example of a check being used to take the person off of the puck, and that allowed for the turnover and the breakout on the part of Breckenridge.
So the Breckenridge player, did fire it in and enabled 4 of the 5 players to get off the ice. They've got a full wholesale change now, all fresh legs on the ice.
They are really wide open.
That's a good and a bad thing, because that,
See, again, we have a lot of individual effort. Oh, he still got the puck, though. That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, he had it glued to his stick somehow.
Number 37, Colin Trevlin.
A hard pass over to number 72 on the Ice Raiders. Touches it to his winger partner,
nice
number
poke
27.
on the part of the defenseman.
Offside's called. Going to bring that to the left-hand dot. Time remaining in the first period is 3:30. With the score right now 3-2 for the Vipers. It is come back to take the lead currently. Wins the face-off over to his left winger, and once again a breakaway. Oh, and a beautiful partial leg, partial blocker save. He had the goaltender O'Malley did let the player make the first move. He just held his position, held good angle.
There's been some really exciting action this first period. A couple of breakaways, some great stops, power plays.
Nice little touch pass to number 22. He's a smaller player, but he's fast of foot. Oh, the defenseman, number 54, keeps it in. Lets a heck of a shot go, but it was about 6 feet to the outside. And that's fine when you got a player there, but that a lot of times gives the other team a breakout. Oh, good pressure by number 9. Oh, fresh legs. Well, everybody's a referee. The player right in front of us is telling the referee how he should be calling the game. A lot of times when it's shot in on net from over the blue line, it does go all the way down to the other end. I don't know why it wasn't called that way, but I'm sure they have their reasons. The ref just shrugged it off and shook his head. Witten, number 17, wins the draw back to number 8, Nash. 2.5 minutes left in the first period. 3-1 for the Vipers that are from Breckenridge over the NorCal Ice Raiders. Once again, offside. Face-off will be at the far dot. I love the fact that, Patrick, you haven't seen a lot of these games, and it's everyone I've talked to that I've got to come out to the Mountain West Hockey League. Any of the 11 teams you're going to watch, varied levels of quality of play. These are obviously 2 of the better players. The NorCal Ice Raiders haven't lost a game all season, but obviously well matched with the Vipers.
The other thing that makes these games exciting are the venues, because both the City National Arena and the Sobey Arena, again, you're really close to the action, so it's very exciting. you can hear the crack of the stick, and you can hear the thud of the pad.
Nice little backhand attempt. The goalie was a little out of play, but the puck was a little bit off direction. Fires it back. Number 4 going to bring it around the net, and hopefully, nice right pad save by O'Malley.
Vipers
Touches it
have
back
some
to
some good pressure.
Sustained pressure's going on right now. 54 defense for the Vipers. Fisk takes control, fires it in, hopefully for number 89, who's been all over the place. He's had his hair beautifully flowing everywhere he's gone. He's got hair down to his mid-back. Either he's a long-haired guy or really not that attractive woman. All right, so number 20 pokes it out to his defenseman, but it happened to clear the zone.
A little over a minute left in the period. I imagine both teams are going to be a little conservative. It's pretty tough to have a goal scored in the last minute, so they're going to try to control it. And
well, when you get scored in the last few seconds, you got to go into the locker room and go, "What the hell, guys?" And sometimes it can be demoralizing, and sometimes it can be used as a motivator. It a lot of times comes down to the players and the coach, how they handle it. I think the Vipers have played quite a strong, nice little stretch pass. 2-on-1, and the defenseman.
No penalty on that one.
Well, the goalie was taken. Well, we got a little fisticuffs happen, and number 37 skated too close to the crease and took the goal. There's another little scrap going on between number 4 and off comes his jersey, so I'm not going to be able to tell.
Well, as you were saying, tempers are running hot here since the game last night. This is a championship game. They've been playing each other all season.
Well, number 4 on the ice, Raiders, Crush, who had a heck of a goal last night, like I mentioned, screaming to his team, "Let's go," because they're down 1. 30 seconds left in the period, and a couple little skirmishes, both of them.
That first fight started because number 37 on Breckenridge knocked over the goalie. And the goalie's out of limits, right? I mean, you can't take out the goalie, and so.
Well, you know what? I'm an avid believer in the fact that when I played goal, and if I was outside the crease playing the puck or pretending I was a player, you know what? I was fair game. So if someone wants to fight, I would have fought him. But right now, it's.
Well, I don't think the goalie was out of the crease.
No,
there.
he wasn't in that situation.
He just got bowled over, and that's not right. It'll be interesting to see what the refs do with that second fight, as well as that instigating penalty.
And I would think that the original call is going to go against the Vipers for goalie making contact with the goalie. And then probably a couple of the players be, I believe it's 5 for fighting. I think all 4 players that were in the skirmishes had dropped their gloves.
Well, I'm glad there's only 30 seconds left. The teams can go in and cool down a little bit.
So
fighting is still, it's still part of the sport. It still has its purpose, but there's less and less of it.
Well, I was watching one on the NHL channel, Patrick, and he was full on asked, do you think there should be fighting? And the guy said, yeah, it's part of the game. It fires up your team. Back in the day there were enforcers that would protect your elite players. And like you said, there are far fewer fights right now, but there are far fewer players on the teams that are known as goons, though.
Well, it's a much faster game, so skill and speed and agility is much more important than it used to be.
But one of the attractions of this league is the fact that they go on NHL rules, and fighting is part of it. So whichever side of the fence that you're on. Within reason, I think a little fisticuffs here and there. These are healthy combatants that know that what they're getting into. So once again, it's 3 for the Vipers and 2 for the NorCal Ice Raiders with 30 seconds left in the first period of the 2019 championship game.
So, Steve, how many games during the regular season is the Mountain West Hockey League?
I don't know the exact answer to that. I would imagine there are, I think there are 16 games at least. I'm just listening to.
Looks like 5-on-5. Looks like there was no instigation call.
That's. Oh, so there was a game misconduct called on the Viper player, but it doesn't sound like there was one called on the. I don't know if that was one called on the Vipers. It's 5-on-5, so they didn't call, like Patrick said. Oh, number 20, Geron, has been sent off the ice. So 30 seconds left, and back to hockey. You know, number 22, Nickel, this is the time that he really shines, is because he's always comes to play. And when everyone else is taking their minds off this and dealing with other stuff, number 22 always seems to keep his mind on the game.
Yeah,
10 seconds left in this period.
He just feathered a beautiful pass across the slot. The other player
8 seconds,
just missed
7
it.
seconds, touch pass into the zone. He'll probably just control it and be happy with getting out of this period 3-2. They know they've got the firepower to come back by 1 goal. So excellent period. Once again, the Breckenridge Vipers 3 and the NorCal Ice Raiders 2 will.
Yeah, there were a fair amount of shots that period. Like I said, a couple of breakaways, a couple of fights. So it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of action.
Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you in about 15 minutes. Make sure you stick around for the interviews that are in between periods. See you in about 15 minutes.
Only $29.95. What? You're not buying this. Come on. No. Awesome. No, too expensive.
Cut it out. This is embarrassing.
Ah. Come on, open up. You never let me have any fun.
Hey, what about a vacation? At Allegiant.com, we can get a great deal on flights and more, and that's fun.
How come most of the time I can't get you to open up, but going on vacation is okay?
One word, Allegiant.
Listen to your wallet and visit Allegiant.com now.
You're watching MWHL.net live stream. We're in Game 2 of the 2019 finals. I'm talking to Mac Reamy, number 41 from NorCal Ice Raiders. He was last night's goaltender, and this is his first year in the league. Big win last night, but you're not playing today. Tell us about the view from the bench.
We're a little bit slower than yesterday. I think we're feeling the hustle we gave in the second and third periods, but I think we're knowing the boys. We're going to keep it nice, undefeated season. We're going to finish it off strong.
So this is your first year in the league, and you made it all the way to the finals. How did you get here?
I was looking up teams in Toronto, and there's not a whole lot of pro or semi-pro leagues, and figured we're better to play than California. A little warmer and miss a winter for a season, so it's nice.
But you missed the snow a little bit, so you found your way to the ice. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Mountain West Hockey League 2019 Finals, second period action. There, when I say action, there was a lot of action in that first period. The NorCal Ice Raiders came out and got the early lead, and the Vipers came on strong. The current score is 3-2 for the Breckenridge Vipers. What's your take on that first period, Pat Quinn?
Well, penalties killed NorCal, right? I mean, there were 2 5-on-3 power plays against them, and I think they scored 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken, off of that. So they got to stay out of the box, number one, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine, I wasn't in the locker rooms, but I imagine both teams are telling each other to keep their heads up because of all the contact in that first period, a couple of fights. So I imagine everybody's going to be paying attention to what's going on around them.
They should be keeping their heads up, that's for sure. Last night, the 2 goals that the Vipers did score were on the power play.
I would say on the whole, though, the Vipers outskated. I think NorCal, they have better discipline, they have better structure, but I think the Vipers just outskated them more than anything that period.
They seem to want it a little more. Obviously, their backs are against the wall, and this being a championship game, that's understandable. So the checking hasn't stopped. Oh, right in front of the net, and the goaltender did get a nice stop off there, and number 9 tried to get it around. 22 once again, taps it back to his defenseman, over to his defensive partner, tries to get a shot in, goes into the corner. Number 22 takes a bad angle shot. That's not necessarily a bad idea, but that one went off the goalie's right pad and gave the...
Well, the Vipers had 3 or 4 good shots right there just within that first minute.
Oh, just shot it over the net. They did work it over to the open guy. The goalie was there, but it did go over the net. Oh, number 89 gets put on his butt, but he's back up again.
That's Garrett Bailey, by the way. He was really standout in that first period.
That's number 89 for the Vipers. He does come out to play every shift, doesn't he? And he does heads up. He just tried to tap it to his player in the middle on that one, 0-0. Rocco was pretty excited about 0-0 last night because that's the number he wears. So.
I didn't know any players wore 0-0.
Well, I think maybe this guy and Rocco, and that's about it.
I could see a goalie, perhaps.
Yeah, or who knows?
Remember, goalies used to be 130 or what, 35? I think that was about it, right?
Yeah. Oh, nice left pad save, and the net was open there for a second, but the Vipers were contained by the Ice Raiders.
Well, NorCal's got to start moving their feet because the Vipers are on top of them and they're not able to go anywhere. So
it was touched into the protective netting down in the far end. Right now, the NorCal Ice Raiders are going right to left wearing the dark jerseys, and the Vipers from Breckenridge are going from left to right and wearing the old Detroit Vipers colored jerseys. The jerseys worn by the Ice Raiders are similar to the jersey colors of the LA Kings.
We used to play against a team called the Vipers. Steve, do you remember them?
I do, actually.
Same kind of jerseys.
Yeah, they were, the Detroit Vipers were, they were a good team here in town. They're always strong.
Who were the Detroit Vipers?
They were an ECHL team.
ECHL, huh?
Yeah. Back in the, I think it was the late 80s, early 90s. But that was the color scheme. So taps it out of the zone. The Viper defenseman one-hands it over to his player. Center ice pass by the Viper over to number 1. Notice there was a number 1, Noble, on the Vipers. Oh, a nice save, closing off the 5-hole. Oh, Witten gets a good slap shot off. Number 17 for NorCal. But right pad saved by the goalie. Oh, off the,
Sobieski, number 18 for NorCal, just had an impressive rush. Stick handle through 4 Viper players. It came in and was able to get the shot off.
Number 84 kind of sacrificed his body on that block for the Vipers, and then he just got off the ice, but he came out with a winced face and a crunched up body, but he did deflect the puck back in, or back out of his zone. Oh,
big open ice hit. You don't see those very often.
Well, when the guy's head's down, it's often a good thing to happen. Up the goalie for the Vipers.
Was Engelbert in the net last night as well? 35 for Breckenridge?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he had a solid game last night, and he's having an equally as solid game tonight.
He looks like another big boy, probably 6'3", 6'4".
I bet you he's probably 6'2"-ish. He's not. The one for the Ice Raiders is 6'3", I asked. Ooh, just. Yeah. Number 30, O'Malley, and some are long and lanky goalies, like we talked about before. The prototypical goalies when we were playing wasn't necessarily this big, but we also didn't play the butterfly style back when Thomas Brown was playing. He played the tomahawk style.
I remember when I was a goalie, I was a flopper.
Well, it was funny. The commissioner of the league and I have known each other for an awful long time. Oh, number 22 takes a shot blocked by the defenseman for the Vipers. But dear friends, in the camaraderie that this wonderful game supplies people with is amazing. So the commissioner just informed me that he was just doing a basic cup check. Okay, and the Vipers break it out once again. 89 rushes up, tries to tip it. He does make it to his player, but it is just a little offside.
NorCal had a good 2-for-1 opportunity just a couple of minutes ago. Engelbert came up with a big save.
Was it a 2-for-1 or 2-on-1?
2-on-1.
Oh, there you go.
What did I say?
2-for-1.
Oh,
that would be the sale at McDonald's right now for on Big Macs.
Yeah, 2-on-1.
So there's 15-17 to go in the second period. The score right now is 3 for the Vipers and 2 for the NorCal Ice Raiders. Ice Raiders win that draw, whip it around the boards. The goalie tries to control it and kind of goes under his stick. And the play apparently was too close to me again. Number 89, I got to learn his name because it's well worth learning.
Garrett Bailey.
Garrett Bailey.
Yeah, he's making a difference out there, that's for sure. You notice him when he's skating.
Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful life when Bailey's out there. That was a movie reference if anyone happened to get that. So it's long. Icing is waved off. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. I know what I'm doing today, tomorrow, the next day. And wraps it around, and the goalie jumps on it on that end.
Bailey had a nice tip there, but just didn't get quite enough of it. Didn't make enough of a deflection, and O'Malley was able to, being in good position, was able to stop that puck.
You know, his timing seems to be really good, Patrick, because he'll drop down and close off that 5-hole, and just, there's not a lot, you can't see a lot of net. Some taller goalies, I know you know other goalies in this league that they're tall, but they make themselves small. He happens to go down on his knees and stay big.
Yeah, and his butterfly is his 5-hole. There's not a whole lot of room there, so
No.
he's doing a good job.
Well, those pads, that's always amazing to me. Number one, my pads were held together by duct tape and straw, but they're 36 and a half or +1 or whatever. Oh, a nice shot from the center, or from the point over here. Number 72, Wisniewski. Pass it is over to his partner. Excellent pass to number 9, Godlin. Well, excellent defensive play by the Viper defenseman, number 14,
Caleb Schwab. Excellent one-on-one effort there.
Well,
ooh, big hit again by Schwab.
Well, Giron played his butt off last night, got a couple of assists, and just decided to turn number 2 into a pancake into the boards.
NorCal's keeping it in. They're not getting many shots, but they were keeping it in the zone.
Nice
creating
little
that
back pass,
pressure.
Number 22 with a Denny Savard little spinorama move. It worked there for a second, but the NorCal player was able to clear it out. Corrigan puts it in behind the net and
both teams
goes
are
in,
changing
chases.
up.
Oh, nice lift of the stick. Comes in with the backhand, but it just went a little bit off target.
He did one of those moves where he comes in from behind the net and tries to lift it up over the goalie's shoulder, and almost successful.
Oh, another nice save by the big goalie down there, O'Malley.
Oh, he didn't quite get over the red line, so that's going to be an icing against NorCal.
A lot of times they let that go when they're within a couple feet. When they go the extension of their arms, they'll say, well, it was close enough. But I don't know why they do that. I'd prefer if they did it only when they were decisively over the center line.
Yeah, I think they let them get away with it too much.
The time remaining in the second period is 12:22, and the score remains 3 for the Vipers and 2 for NorCal. Gets a shot from the point, just a little off target.
Not quite as many scoring opportunities this period yet. I think they're just playing a little tighter game, both of them.
I'd imagine at some point or another with the hard-fought game last night and the hard-fought first period, fatigue is going to kick in. But it's amazing what adrenaline does for you, as if we do go to a game 3 tomorrow, it's amazing.
Ooh.
Oh, number 20.
That was Nickel.
Nickel tried a little wrap around, bounce it off the goalie's back of his leg. And
he has some terrific speed coming down the left side there. Made it around the defenseman, but couldn't quite come back and get a shot on goal.
He is a Michigander. I don't have a lot of information on the players, but did happen to look him up, and he did play for the Fresno Monsters at one point, which is where my son played. And I don't know if they played at the same time, but he sure got some skills, and he sure comes out to play every single shift. I admire that in players that don't leave it to option. choice, not chance, determines destiny. And when you hit the ice and you make that choice, it shows with players like 89 on the Vipers and 22 on the Ice Raiders. The Ice Raiders wrap it around the boards. The Viper player keeps it in, gets it behind the net once again. 17 gives his player a bump, and
no icing on this, so it's going to be a race to the puck. Scrum in front of the net. 22 Nickel picks up the puck.
Looked a little frantic there for a bit, and then they just lost control of it as it went up the boards. No ice once again because it did touch one of the players, one of the
I'm not sure why NorCal's defense was not on the blue line there, if they were switching or what, but they need to be on that blue line.
They do. What's amazing in the National Hockey League, how few mistakes there are, and how the mistakes are often turned into goals. And this being an excellent level of hockey that the Mountain West Hockey League has put together, there are a few more mistakes, but it's still an excellent level of hockey where systems are in play and desire is obviously here. And two of the best teams in the 11-team league are right in front of us right now. Excellent blocker save. Number 20, Geron, sent it in on a slap shot. 17 on the Vipers, whiffs on it, but it still turns out for him. 18 on the Vipers, Scanlon. Oh! 18 gets a slap shot and a nice block by number 17 on the Ice Raiders.
Well, NorCal's doing some good work down there in the corner, trying to create some space, coming around to the front. And they finally break out.
And an excellent idea. Number 72 dumps it into the zone, which allows three of the players on that line to be changed and get some fresh legs out there. Sometimes getting fresh legs when the other team doesn't have fresh legs makes it an opportunity for you. And you see that a lot on a, nice stop. Once again, the goalie decided to say hello to the Viper player standing close to his crease. Gave him a little lumber. I don't even know if it's still lumber, the sticks. They're probably made of something else now. Number 21 on the Ice Raiders. Kasheshian brings it up the boards, makes it as far as the blue line. Has it again on the far side of the ice. The Vipers reverse and fire it out to the neutral zone. As you mentioned, Patrick, there's it's almost not hesitant, but they're almost, oh my gosh. You could see that happening. Two of the defensemen on the Vipers ran into each other, and like I was saying, there's so little margin for error.
Yeah, the puck just squirted out right by the dash lines of the face-off circles, and number 21 just fired that puck past Engelbert to tie it up.
Kasheshian didn't lay back on that at all, and it looked like it went 5-hole. The goalie didn't have a lot of chance on that one.
I think he was surprised to see that puck just sitting right in front of him with nobody going after it, and he laid into it and scored a nice goal.
18:21 of the second period. The Vipers do allow the Ice Raiders to tie it up. It's 3-3 with 8 minutes left in the second period.
Like you're saying, it just, it doesn't take much, just a little mistake, and those two defensemen running into each other, right? That created that space that NorCal needed to get a shot off.
So Engelbert controls the puck behind, and he cycles it. Cycles it.
The puck came up close on the glass. Could feel that whiz by.
Everyone else here thinks it's funny except me. No, that's awesome. That's all part of it.
89 with a good shot. Bailey again.
Pokes it into the corner. It's so evenly matched here, and it's a little just disjointed. But once again, still a high quality of play. Number 24 for the, LeBlue tries to get a shot off. And the Ice Raiders doesn't quite get it there.
Again, NorCal defense are not on their blue line like they need to be.
I don't understand that. They were hanging back big time. It's almost they're playing extra defensive.
Yeah, they could be worried about Vipers' fast break because they are moving the puck faster than they were first period.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were told, was to lay back. Number 17 brings it in, tries to pass it to himself around the NorCal player. Doesn't quite get to him. Vipers poke it out beyond the blue line. Sobieski brings it around the blue line. Oh, and gives it up. There's one of those errors that, lucky for him, number 18, his defensive partner, came back and broke up that play.
As the black team's out of gas, they need to get a change.
NorCal brings it in and gets a shot away. Engelbert decides to slow down the game and just get a face-off, maybe get some fresh guys out here.
Yeah, I think he did NorCal a favor there by getting that whistle because they were pretty tired. Pretty good crowd up in the stands.
It's awesome to see.
Watching some good hockey this afternoon.
Well, I'm definitely going to make sure I put it out on Facebook and see if it does go to a game 3, see if we can fill up these stands with local fans. Because if you're not here, you're missing something special. Mountain West Hockey League.
Oh, big hip check across the board right below us.
You sure don't see that much anymore. You used to see it a lot more.
It's a thing of beauty, actually, a good hip check.
Engelbert, the goalie for the Vipers, slows it down behind the net and kind of miscommunication. And then I think the penalty is going to be on the goaltender. Or actually, they're saying interference. And they might even be saying.
Zev Fagergren, 27 for NorCal. He was on a tear that shift. Had some good hits. He was the one that drew that penalty.
Well, I thought he was saying there were too many men, but what he was saying was somebody from the ice has to serve the penalty because the goalie had to be his own defender there for a second and tripped up the NorCal player. So at the 5:23 mark of the second period with the score 3-3, NorCal Ice Raiders go on the power play. A lot of goals. How many goals have been scored? At least 2 have been scored on the power play so far.
I don't think we've seen a NorCal power play yet.
No,
so let's see how they control the puck. You know, the Viper strategy was to just shoot on their power play. They didn't really have a chance. They didn't really take time to set up. They just fired the puck when they saw an opening. We'll see how NorCal does with their power play. If they move it around or if they just fire away as well.
Well, a little Phil Collins reference. If you see a chance, take it. Number 72, the defenseman for NorCal, winning Warnicki. Controlled the puck there for a sec, and the defenseman for the Vipers fanned on it, but it was just enough to get it over the blue line. But he's got to get that deep. Oh, number 22, once again, Nickel flies through the air. Warnicki brings it back. Touches it over to number 21, Kasheshian, over to his number 7 for NorCal. They are moving it around nicely. Nickel was going for the top right corner.
Just missed that top corner.
He knew exactly where he wanted to put that and didn't miss it by much, did he, Patrick?
No, he did not. Right in the middle of the slot.
Oh,
a nice
little touch pass.
Nice touch pass.
Up. Wow, these guys have been around for a while on the ice. I'm surprised they haven't changed it up. They haven't had a lot of opportunity, but you want to keep fresh legs out there, especially. Here it goes, another big shot, right pad save. The goalie lost his stick for a second. Viper player number 00 fights for the puck, and Nickel, not surprisingly, comes out with the puck once again. He gets in front. The defenseman, there are 2 guys on 1 guy, which isn't a great idea sometimes.
Oh, what a great defensive play. Number 21 on the Vipers, Anthony Gallo, made a terrific block on Nickel's slap shot from the slot.
Well, it's bouncing around like a pinball right now. Nickel back to LeBlue. Oh, it bounces over his stick and heads down into their zone, allowing the Vipers to get a much-needed change of at least 2 players. But I think the defense has been out here for a while. Oh! Beliveau doesn't hold back on those passes at all, does he? Oh, it's
player
even
out of
strength.
the box.
Yeah, even strength
Almost
right now.
picked up that puck and went down and got a shot off.
Gianfrido, number 4, is out there making some stuff happen. He just got off the ice. The hitting hasn't stopped. At number 9, it looks like a possible 2-on-1. And, oh my gosh, he just missed that.
Did O'Malley get a piece of that, or did that fly over?
I believe he got a little bit of his right elbow on it. He's such a big player that I think he actually did get a little bit on it.
That was a nice 2-on-1. He made a nice pass over from the left to the right. O'Malley came over, and like you say, he just got a piece of that.
Yeah, and it's really crucial to get these big goalies to be going left to right, because I think at least 4 of the 6 goals have been scored, getting the goalie moving.
Well, these days, that's how the goalies are so big. That's how you have to score. You can't score straight on anymore.
No.
They're just too good.
Now, if they can see it, they're going to save it a lot of times, especially players at this level.
Yeah.
Oh, number 9 works it. Oh,
Ooh,
geez,
just
he
missed
had
the
a chance. He was going for that side, and it looked like he had a little sunlight there, but it didn't quite get there.
Well,
Once
now
again,
the penalty's over. We got the Vipers are
they're sure
doing some good work in the offensive zone. They're creating some opportunities. NorCal's having a hard time.
It is amazing because the close to here
another
it goes again.
turnover.
Yeah, but the defenseman compensated nicely. Number 9's using his feet beautifully. Is he the one who kicked it up to his stick and got that one beautiful goal on the breakaway?
I don't recall. Looked like it though, didn't it?
He looks
Similar.
like he's really good with his feet. That's okay to do in the defensive zone. You can have it go off your glove to your player, but anything outside the blue line, not so much. Oh well, the NorCal players are cheering their other players on, using some really lively words to get their players going. Okay, back to the defense, and fires it at the net. Kind of whacks it into the corner. Number 89, who's one of your favorite players, has got his hair flowing, and a shot that gets jammed up once again in their zone. Witten is probably going to use the center and get it over to Nickel. Brings it in under control, and with nice speed, turns quickly behind the net, gets it to his winger partner. Defense back to the center, Nickel.
Well, he's double teamed there, but he still comes up with the puck. Moving around behind the net.
As you might be able to hear in the background with the public address announcer,
Nickel with
just short.
With a good opportunity right in the slot again. That's like the 3rd shot he's had from the slot this period.
It is amazing. He just gets into open space and slows down the play. There was a stoppage of play because the net was knocked off his moorings. And with 50 seconds left and the score being 3-3, we've been entertained once again here in the second period.
Engelbert had a terrific pass or a pad save, sticking his leg out.
Yeah, these goalies, both of them, just long and lanky in those long pads, and they get them down there. It's just
that's such a strange style, though. Laying down and kicking your legs out. Like we never would have done something like that when we were playing. We would stack the pads occasionally, but we would rarely lay on our stomach and move our legs backwards, like they do now.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
It seems counterintuitive.
Because if you look at the inside of the pads, they have layers and layers of padding right in the knee area, and I used to strap the goalie pads tightly to my legs. 2 seconds, 1 second in the second period, and 3-3. Couldn't get much closer than this, folks. Championship game between the NorCal Ice Raiders and the Breckenridge Vipers. Ladies and gentlemen, there was one goal scored in that period, but entertaining just the same. It could have gone either direction.
Not quite as many shots that period, not quite as many opportunities. Like you say, I think, both teams are playing a little more conservatively. So it was an important period, but this third period coming up, we can imagine we're going to see a lot of shots. Both teams, they need to score, so they're going to be taking their chances.
I'd imagine it's going to be all-out hockey. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Mountain West Hockey League Championship 2019 from the Sobe Ice Arena in beautiful Las Vegas. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. There should be interviews in between period by possibly the goal scorer.
He scored the game-tying goal. Tell us about it.
Well, my line mates were working really hard for it in front of the net, and then got to the corner. Puck kind of just bounced to me, and I just shot it as hard as I could. Happened to go in.
So we had a pretty action-packed first period that included a couple of ejections. How are you going to go reset for the third and final period of this game?
Well, just like the last two periods of the last game, we need to come out as hard as we were there. And I think we do that. We'll tire these guys down and get our way and bring home another cup.
Thank you, John Kashishian. Thank you. You're welcome. game. Commissioner Tom Brown is joining me here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about that Mountain West Hockey League.
Well, the league was founded in 2012, and it actually started right here in Las Vegas. I operated a club team, and we got a little bit too good for the local teams. They didn't want to play us anymore. So we started looking for regional teams to play. And as luck would have it, we found some up in Park City and Salt Lake City and Aspen back then. And so we started the league with 4 teams, and each year since then it's grown. At this point we've got 11 franchises, 10 are active right now, and it's just blowing up all over the place. So I couldn't be happier.
So these teams travel all season long, and at the end of it, everybody gets to go to Las Vegas if they make it to the finals. What does it take to put on an event like this?
Well, you know what? We're really fortunate. We've got a great partner in Allegiant. Allegiant Airlines came on board with us about 3 years ago, and they've been behind us all the way. They help us out with air travel for the clubs. They've got great low fares, tremendous service. And they help us out obviously with the financial aspects of putting this on, and a lot of their people from the offices here in Las Vegas come out to the games in the finals, so we're really glad to have them on board.
I thought it was pretty cool. We had a couple of the Allegiant executives come to the games last season.
Yeah. I just, before we go, I want to say a quick shout out. There's a couple special fans at home out there in San Diego. They were the official mini mascots last year for the Ice Raiders and the Vipers in that finals. Isabel and Tristan, if you're watching, hey.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the third period of the second game of their 2019 final series.
Ladies and gentlemen, it couldn't be any tighter here. It's going into the third period. The score is 3 for the NorCal Ice Raiders and 3 for the Breckenridge Vipers. 20 minutes left in this season. If NorCal does happen to win this game, the season will be over and they will be champions. But if the Vipers can win this period, there will be a game again tomorrow at 2:15 here at the Sobe Ice Arena in Las Vegas. And the Vipers, got a shot. And once again, O'Malley closes up that 5-hole and stops and then jumps on the rebound.
Tim Saratori had a great chance right in front with the turnover. Didn't quite get it up over the goalie's pads, though. And you have to give O'Malley credit, though. He made a great save.
It's entertaining on a bunch of different levels. Into the corner. Got a nice bounce. 22 Nickel uses the boards as a little bumper and sends it off to his player, but it goes to a Viper player, and they send it up the middle, and it should be icing. They're calling icings before they... Anyway, it doesn't even matter because we're just used to NHL rules when they call it, when the guy hits the dots on the circles in the offensive zone is when they usually blow the whistle, but they're just keeping the play going here. It's 19-19 left in the third period. NorCal gets a shot. It's a little bit left of the goal. Well, the checking hasn't stopped. Viper player stops up, lets his players, does a little spinorama, number 20 behind the net, the Viper player does, and he sends it back to This player breaking, number 22. That's Deloche.
Well, both teams are struggling a little bit to get control of the puck. Could be nerves, right? The last period, do or die for the Vipers. Of course, the NorCal can win the championship for the second year in a row if they win this period.
Yeah, and completing their undefeated, which is really tough to do in any sport, to go the entire season undefeated, but they're that quality of team. They have put a lot of players together that have been with them for a few years, Patrick. Once again, I'm Stephen Placenti. This is Patrick Quinn, and this is the finals of the Mountain West Hockey League. Oh, gets a nice shot down. And then
again, NorCal seems to be a little flat-footed in their zone. They're not moving. O'Malley gives them a break though by catching that shot in his chest.
He does, and that old adage that goalie's got a fast chest kicks in right there. If you hit it into a goalie's midsection, a lot of times they're going to be good enough to trap it. I asked goalie. 1994 goalie and longtime NHL goalie Corey Hirsch, what's the trick to controlling rebounds? He said loose equipment. So a lot of the guys, when we used to hike it onto our bodies, they're just letting the puck hit and almost like a pillow stop at their body. So number 37 touches it ahead to number 1 on the Vipers, Noble. They obviously talked in their locker room about getting a lot of shots away.
Yeah, the Vipers definitely seem to have a little bit more energy.
It could be nerves, it could be lactic acid, it could be a lot of things, but right now the Vipers look like they want it. So 17 tries to get a shot away, it kind of skitters in, and just
right
jumps
over the net. That's a second shot that they really shouldn't have had the NorCal defensemen been on their toes.
It's amazing watching these goalies just shoot those big pads out, and Engelbert just shot his left pad out and somehow stopped it dead. So the face-off is in the Viper defensive zone and the NorCal offensive zone. .16:48 to go in the third period. Camera angles are an important thing in this game. It looks like it's going to be icing on the Vipers. They were just trying to clear it to the breaking player, but it didn't quite reach them. So it's
icing. I think it's not a bad play sometimes. If you're feeling a little pressure in your zone, it's a way to relieve that pressure, get a little bit of a break.
Well, especially if you have some guys that win a lot of draws, it's like.
Yeah, we just saw the Vipers win that and take control of the puck. Now they're going to work on the breakout, and they get it out of the zone.
Yeah, it's like in basketball. If the guy's horrible, like.
Careful, who are you talking about?
Big.
Oh, anyway, got a 2-on-1.
Back to the game. Oh, it's got a nice shot off, closes up. And nice glove save. And the goalie takes a couple swipes at the back of the legs.
Josh Deloche had a ripper from the left circle, and O'Malley comes up with a really key glove save. And then there's a little ruckus in front of the net.
Well, there was a skirmish in front of the net, and it was an excellent shot. But the defensemen, some of them take it to another level, where they just had his arm wrapped around the guy's neck and decided to do a WWF move, taking him down to the mats. So
yeah, I don't like the face washes. I don't like the neck cranks that they will often do to each other. Looks like a couple of penalties being doled out.
Well, you know what? It looks like it's going to be 5-on-5, which is okay.
Yeah.
That was fair on the referee's part. He doesn't want to be the reason why one team doesn't make it through. So he just evened up the people in the penalty box over there, Patrick.
And we in Las Vegas know all about that, don't we? Referees.
Well, they've been huddling a lot in the NHL,
determining the outcome of a game.
5-on-5. Number 89 once again. Bailey flips it over number 0, Corrigan.
Doing a nice cycle.
Oh, and just it's amazing how close that is. You know, that was 4 inches from sneaking its way in that right post. Once again, the Vipers seem to be desiring this. Oh, icing.
Back into the NorCal zone. So if it's NHL rules, then NorCal is not allowed to change. Is that right?
That is right, Patrick. You know, because they are NHL rules, and just making sure everybody knows if it is an icing, doesn't matter if they've been out for 3 minutes, they can't change up, and that sometimes puts the other team in a position of, fresh legs. Oh, nice.
Goalie did not see that, but made a good save anyway because he played good position.
A lot of times they'll drop that paddle down and drop that's half leg down, half leg up thing. It's definitely a technique. Number 4 brings it around. Belivo's slapping at him.
Now the Vipers are moving around really well, and they're in the offensive zone.
Oh, and a nice blocker save. You know what? That was headed to the top corner, and O'Malley calmly blockers it up into the mesh behind the net, the protective netting.
I don't think number 5, Tommy Mines, got quite as much on that shot as he would have liked. It was a little bit of a floater, but still a good save by O'Malley anyway.
5-on-5. Defenseman over here passes it to his defensive partner. Oh, and a nice little
terrific
kick-out.
Reflex save by O'Malley on a tip in front.
It's amazing. He just got his right leg out there. And
the shot by Anthony Gallo from the right point. I didn't see who tipped that, did you?
I didn't. Number 37 is who tipped it.
There was a lot of traffic in front. So that's what the Vipers want. They want that traffic in front. Create the screen, create the tip. That's how you score goals these days.
If you can get in the goalie's face, get them going side to side. Oh, nice defensive play by the captain on NorCal. Just knocked it out of the air and broke up the play. There's a little butt end of the stick sitting on the ice. Hope somebody doesn't land on that. There's 14:26 to go in the third period. The score right now is still 3-3.
A lot of shots, though. A lot of action. The goalies have been really strong this period.
They have. You know what? Especially strong is O'Malley down here at the NorCal Ice Raiders end. Their leg mobility is amazing. That's the leg strength and the flexibility that they're exhibiting is really impressive. But this is going to come down to, I think, just going to come down to one mistake or one penalty.
Yeah, you know, it's funny how that often happens, doesn't it? Yeah. It's the mistake that wins or loses the game.
Yeah, or a penalty. And somebody loses their mind for him. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Well, we were just talking, right? That was a bad goal for Breckenridge to let in. They had a couple chances to get it out. And it just dribbled past Engelbert on the post.
Yeah, what happened was he shot it out from the right corner on the goalie's left, and it came out and it just bounced off, happenstance bounced off the right skate of the player for NorCal.
Yeah, that's tough for Breckenridge because they had been dominating this period. They'd been controlling the game, and then to have NorCal score a weak goal like that, that can be discouraging.
Well, and I'm hoping they don't let it bother them. That's they can hunker down. They've proven that they can score a number of goals in a well. You know.
They just need to keep doing what they've been doing. They need to put this behind them.
And that goal was scored by number 24, LeBleu, and assisted by number 22, Nickel. Nickel was the one shot it out smartly from that corner on the goalie's left. The defenseman astutely just gave the goalie his stick. So you've got a defenseman with no stick because the the goalie's stick is behind the net. That happens once in a while when it gets caught up in one of the players' jerseys and whatever, and just yanks it out of his hand. The defenseman's giving the stick to the goalie, and he now has his stick back. And as NorCal's changing, it's too bad because they could have had a breakout on that side of the ice. Here comes number 22 calmly. Oh! Taking it up the middle of the ice and then lost his footing and got landed on by number 89, Bailey. There are a lot of open ice checks in the neutral zone that are impressive. Don't rush it, boys. Just do the doable once again.
NorCal's starting to clog that neutral zone, so the Vipers are having a hard time breaking out.
Well, they decided, like you said, every once in a while it's not that bad a thing to just get it down. Even though they can't change the players, can change the play.
But it gives them time to think about what they need to do because the Vipers need to start getting the puck out. They've turned it over a couple times in their zones, and that last time led to a goal.
Well, finishing that story before, Shaquille O'Neal was horrible on the foul line, and the other teams felt comfortable hacking. They had something called Hack-a-Shack. They used to hack him knowing that he would only hit about 43% of the free throws that he had. If you clear it down and you've got a guy that wins 60, 70% of the face-offs, every once in a while just fire it down. So you got to know what you have to play with. Ooh.
Well, that's a heartbreaker for Breckenridge. The NorCal Ice Raiders just scored again from behind the net. The puck came from behind the net like the last time, and they stuffed it in.
Well, at the 12:21 mark of the third period, 17:39 has gone by. Like you said, they just lost control of the puck behind their zone. The puck happened to make it, and he swacked at the puck. It wasn't even that great a shot. It just kind of flip-flopped over the goalie and into the back of the net.
Yeah, very similar to the fourth goal that was scored.
Yeah. Score right now is 5-3 for NorCal. Nice compensation from number 18. Fires it up to his player. DeBerry scored that fifth goal, and it was assisted by number 8, Nash, and number 4, Crush. So that's
well, the Vipers, they had a good push there. That's exactly what they were doing in the first part of the period. They were bringing it into the zone. They were passing it off to the defense, creating some chances. They just need to keep doing that, playing that game, and they'll get the chances.
They've had an awful lot of chances. Like right now, they've just got to dig deep and say, listen, this is all or nothing right now, so I'm going to put it out there. Number 21, the defenseman, backhands it Gallo over to his defensive partner. Corrigan sends it up the middle, and Bailey brings it in. Oh, another
beautiful
blocker save. Well, that looked worse than it was. The Viper player was checked into the goalie. The goalie went and landed pretty much flat on his face, but number 4 on the Vipers, Gianfrido, is a little worse for wear. He went down. He was cross-checked pretty hard into.
Well, right before that, he had a beautiful tip on net, and I think the defenseman retaliated a little aggressively there and pushed him into the goalie.
Well, I think the NorCal was thinking that it should have been goalie interference, but it was it's every once in a while, and the ref is letting them play. It's deemed incidental contact, and they just let it play on, which is exactly what happened. Didn't make NorCal happy. So number 18 brings it over the line, slips it over to his player. Nice stop once again by Engelbert. So really it looks like NorCal's just they've got their composure. They know they got the game right now.
Yeah, you can tell that they're playing with a lot more confidence than they were in the beginning of the period. They've got 2-goal lead. So they're gonna spread it out. They're gonna keep control of the puck. They're gonna make the Vipers skate as much as they can.
And that's something you can do. A 2-goal lead isn't insurmountable. There are some people think a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey because the next person that scores is got to weigh up. Because if, for example, the Vipers were to score the next goal, making it 5-4, it would give them, some momentum and bring them way closer. Obviously, an obvious comment, but way closer to bringing it back tied. Number 22 bringing it to the outside. He's got his player number 9.
Oh, that was a beautiful play in front.
You know what? I made
Didn't
a
quite connect, but that
basketball
was a really
reference.
Nice play.
Sorry about that. I made a basketball reference, and a give and go is a lot of times something you hear in basketball. But it is very much if you've got a head of steam and you give it to your player off to one side, and then you just keep on going, and your player is smart enough to get it around the defender, often that's going to spring you clear into a possible breakaway.
Speaking of basketball plays, I've seen a lot of teams starting to do the pick recently too. When they do the cycle, they'll pick a player to create space.
You know what? The funny thing is they're not supposed to because it is interference.
It's interference, but if they keep their feet moving.
Whoa, Jesus. Anyway, wrapped it around pretty close to our faces once again. The Vipers get it into the corner. Back to the defense, nicely kept in. Gets a snapshot away. That didn't miss by much, Patrick. Oh. They waved off the icing because the NorCal player. Do you know what? This is amazing. One of the things that we mentioned is just not necessarily even glaring mistakes, but NorCal's just had a lot of puck luck this period.
They haven't had a lot of puck luck. Engelbert, I don't think we could blame him for the last two, but I think on that one he mishandled the puck behind the net, gave it away, and was not in position when NorCal recovered the puck and shot it in. So I'm sure he wants that one back. But that's not the game winner, though, and that's not the backbreaker.
No.
But nonetheless, that's really a tough hole now that they need to climb out of.
Yeah, with 9:03 left in the third period, where this period started 3-3. They've got 3 unanswered goals.
But they did score 2 goals in the first period within just a couple of minutes of each other. So,
so they know they can. They just have to stay positive as best they can. It's 6-3. So that goal was scored by number 21, Kashishian, unassisted.
Bailey down the right side. Nobody in front, though. Nobody to pass to. Where'd all the Vipers go?
He kind of cruised in at something other than warp speed. The defenseman he's got to make sure he takes it around. Oh, geez, that was close to a high stick. Zero.
He did an excellent job keeping that puck in.
Corrigan just jukes around the guy in the corner. Brings it around under control. He's got his head up, looks at the defenseman who's in perfect position. And oh my gosh, I don't know if he knew that side of the net was completely open.
Josh Gianfrido just missed a wide open tip in.
I think he was trying to get it to his right winger over there, and it didn't turn out in their favor. Oh. Anyway, wrapping around the glass on this side.
Makes us a little nervous.
There aren't a lot of times that I wish I was 4 feet tall, but right now won't be one of them. So, what? So right now there's 7:44 in the third period.
So the Mountain West Hockey League was started in 2012. They started with 4 teams. Now they have 9.
11, actually.
11 in all western states: Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, California.
Even as far as Texas now, they've spread out.
Oh, there's a Texas team.
There is a Texas team.
What city are they out of?
They're in
Dallas. Excellent.
Dallas, a nice stop by Engelbert. He's got to get frustrated right now. Hopefully, it's so important. It's so important for especially a goaltender to keep his wits about him and not get too upset.
There are players in this league from European leagues, other North American professional leagues like the FHL, the SPHL, the ECHL. This is a great venue for young hockey talent to keep playing.
Do you know what? And I know the local team, they've got a team here in Vegas called the Jesters, and it's a lot of players that might have just got out of juniors or they played in higher leagues elsewhere. And it's amazing the excellent work that's been done with the Mountain West Hockey League and the dream that Thomas Brown, the commissioner, has to make it grow. It's a lot of it is an opportunity for kids and for people to just continue, like I said before, the passion, which is amazing, this amazing game called hockey.
Well, it's such a great lifetime sport. I mean, you and I have been playing since we're 6 years old. We're in our 50s. It's the camaraderie, it's the competition, the cooperation. It's just a really fun sport.
Well, the hitting hasn't stopped. The desire hasn't stopped by the Vipers. 6:26 left in the third period.
Vipers are killing a penalty, 40 seconds left. Of course, that's not what they need at this point in the game.
No, but a nice stop by Engelbert. He slid across with those pads once again, spread across the seemingly the width of the bottom of the net. With 6:17 left in the third period, the score stays at 6-3. 33 seconds left in the penalty against the Vipers. Like you said, the last thing they really needed is to go shorthanded, but it's probably going to happen a lot more now as they take chances.
You want to talk about a motivator, though, scoring a shorthanded goal. That's a terrific motivator. So, within every it
would be a silver lining, wouldn't it?
Yeah, every silver lining, right? Oh, there we go. Let's see. We got a race
one of
for
the
the
Vipers.
puck breakaway.
Oh,
that should be a penalty.
It might even be a penalty shot.
Could be a penalty shot. Nope, just a trip.
What happens is if the referee deems that on a breakaway, for example, that he put him in a position that he couldn't get the shot off, it's in the referee's discretion to call a penalty shot, which is obviously they put the puck at center ice and you get to come in on the goalie unaccosted. But instead, with 5:43 left in the third period, they put the Vipers up by one man and put them on the power play. If they use this, it takes it to 6-4, Patrick. That isn't an insurmountable lead. And that tripping penalty was on number 8, Mensch. Oh, and a touch on number 22 kind of went.
I believe they scored a similar goal to that earlier in the game.
They did. Oh, that's the pad work. Oh.
Boy, that was a big hit right below us. Bellevue just clobbered Derek Scanlon.
Yeah.
I think that was a charging call.
Well, it very well could have been because
licks 3 or 4 steps before running into him.
But that's probably why we're up here and not with the orange stripe around our arms down there. So Bellevue did hit him quite hard into the boards. And at this point in the game, this juncture of the game, sometimes, nicely kept in by number 20. Wraps it around. It's really important for them to get to this puck right now first and win every battle in this zone and somehow get it to their player. And they did get a shot off. Number 14, the defenseman for
Caleb Schwab.
Caleb Schwab did get the shot through, but
there was nobody there, and he still had time on the power play. So I think he should have moved it around a little bit more, and until there was some interference in front of the net, and then shot it. As it was a pretty easy save.
57 seconds left in the man advantage for the Vipers. 4:37 left in the third period. The score remains at 6-3. Face-off in the offensive zone for the Vipers. They do stay with that man advantage, number 4. Oh, I don't know if he won that back and defenseman missed it or their centerman actually meant to just get it out of their zone. Sometimes that's a technique. Just get it out.
Well, 40 seconds left on the power play for the Vipers. They're going to break it out, see if they can put a goal up on the board to reduce that 3-goal lead that NorCal currently holds.
Well, Bailey sure hasn't given up, has he? He just keeps on going, and that hair keeps on flowing. 16 seconds left in the penalty.
Looks
Engelbert
like
stops it behind the net and passes it to his.
I think the Vipers, I don't know, it looks like they have slowed down a little bit. Despite the power play, they're not really 3 goals in 3 minutes. I think they're just trying to hold on at this point.
Well, obviously they want it, but sometimes what your mind wants and what your body is able to do are two different things.
I think there's the charging call probably.
Yeah, that could be an equalizer. Sometimes the referee realizes that something should have been called in the past, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. That's fine. .333 left in the third period with 3 goals for the Ice Raiders, or the Vipers. And number 22.
Oh, 22 was just able to walk in there. O'Malley really played him well. He came out, cut off the angle.
And closed off that 5-hole faster than most people would be able to. He's an excellent goalie. Oh, he brings it out. Oh, and really comes out of that zone, number 9.
Tom Serratori made a really nice move from behind the goal, similar to what NorCal did when they scored their goal, actually.
Yeah. A lot of times they call that a power move because, you know, when you have the confidence and you have the size and the strength to bring it out from that corner, which...
Because you know you're going to get clobbered.
Yeah.
As soon as you come over the goal lines, you're going to get hit.
Yeah, and you got to take a hit sometime. Oh, got to know where that puck is too. Kick save and a beauty, number 5.
So we got an empty net. So we got a 6-on-4 with 2-3 minutes to go.
It's almost to a point where there's, you know, when it's a 3-goal deficit, it's almost nothing to lose. And
the puck was on end and it was rolling originally towards the corner and it rolled right into the goal.
Well, one of the things we mentioned before is something called puck luck, and you know what? That's just demoralizing at some point because he slapped it just down to that end just to clear it down. It went up on end and turned towards that net like it was on a magnet.
Yeah, I'd like to say NorCal. Deserved the win, but I got to say, I think Breckenridge really is outplayed in this period. They just, like you say, it's puck luck. NorCal's just had a couple of chances.
Well, you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky, so it's just a matter of they...
Well, they're certainly, obviously, a very good team. I can't take anything away from NorCal.
Well, when a team goes undefeated, there's 2:28 left in the third period, and stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the cup presentation. If it stays at this, it's 7-3 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. Hopefully they keep their heads about them. Because
I was just going to say that I hope that everybody's is a good sport.
Yeah, it's just
no reason to kill anybody at this point.
And you see that a lot, you know. And so the Vipers bring it out of their zone. The Viper faithful are letting them know that they're still supporting them right through to the end. Number 21 brings it in. Oh, another nice save by
O'Malley. Really has. He's got some quick legs, doesn't he?
He does. It's unbelievable.
Flashing those pads.
He's go down, and I mentioned they've got about 3 inches of padding on the knee area, and I know my knees aren't that great because of the number of times I went down on them. We didn't have a lot of padding on the inside. So 1:17 left in the third period. The whistle for offside.
Looks like the faceoff's going to be in the Vipers zone. No, I take that back. It's going to be outside the Vipers zone.
Offside. It's going to come out a little bit. They just offside is when your player goes in before the puck does. So 1:09 left. The puck's flying around in the Viper zone. They're just doing their best right now. 1 minute left in the period.
There's Bailey still skating hard.
It's looking like the game. He fires into that corner. 51 seconds left in the game.
The captain, Nash, takes it up the right side.
Yeah, just flips it around. He knows. Oh, the goalie's still battling. The fire down that side. You know, it's a hard-fought battle by both, and a great game. The Vipers did a lot of good things. I'm hoping, like I said, nothing silly happens at the end.
Yeah,
27 seconds left.
I don't think the Vipers need to feel bad at all. I think they played a really strong game. They had some really good chances.
And it very well could have gone either way. It's awesome to see players like Gallo with a 4-goal deficit and 12 seconds left in the game, still playing right to the end. Classy hockey by this Breckenridge Vipers. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the champions of the 2019 Mountain West Hockey League once again are the NorCal Ice Raiders, completing a perfect season. And they are delighted. The goalie gets in there. Remy, even the other players jumping at full speed aren't as tall as that other goalie, Remy. So the congratulations are going, and the ice is scattered with sticks and helmets and gloves. Congratulations.
And they lined up to do the traditional handshake, which is unique to hockey, isn't it?
It sure is.
Not?
You know what? On a final game, it's amazing, and we mentioned it earlier. You could be a healthy combatant out there and offer to kill somebody on the ice, and 5 minutes later you're shaking their hand and sharing a beer.
Hockey is a gentlemanly sport. That's one of the nice things about it.
The people on the outside don't understand, and I get tired of hearing. I went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out. That's stupid, and because it's just a beautiful game. It's got the physicality of football and the hand-eye coordination of baseball, and the endurance of soccer. So once again, this is just a beautiful sight. Once again. We made every effort to bring it back. The Vipers can't hang their heads at all because it could have gone either direction. The MVP is about to get named here, the MVP for the finals. And the hanging of the banner, or the banner's about to come out, and the cup is going to go out. It's an impressive cup. It looks a lot like the cup that's in the, I think it's the Caesar's Palace or the Mirage commercial where they steal it from the lobby and champion. But it's a beautiful, beautiful trophy. Look at the smiles on their faces, the delight that's on the NorCal Ice Raiders completing their perfect season, undefeated. And the Vipers are leaving the ice, and that's okay.
Well, it's a great feeling, obviously, winning the championship, going undefeated.
So there isn't really a lot to say right now because you know what? Everybody that's out there has felt the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, to quote the NBC or ABC Wild World of Sports. This is, the smiles on the faces, and the Vipers are already in the locker room, kind of. Some of them just dejected, and some of them just. It is what it is. 2019 champions of the Mountain West Hockey League are the NorCal Ice Raiders. Number 2, Sean Weiss. Number 4, Braden Crush. Number 6, Lane Belleville. Number 7, Blake Johnson. Number 8, Weston Nash. Number 9, Andrew Golden. Number 17, Chris Witten. Number 18, Johnny Sobieski. Number 20, Jeff Geron. Number 21, John Kasheshian. Heck of a game. 22, Josiah Nickel. 24, Simon LeBleu. 25, Drake DeBerry. 27, Zeph Figueroa. 71, Matt Quille. 72, Jesse Wanicki. 84, Roger Hutchinson. 91, Cody Thomas. 30, Michael O'Malley, the goalie in tonight's game. And 41, Mac Rime. I bring up every player there because it takes an army and it takes a team to not only win the championship, to win every game this season. So they're currently awarding the medals. So well-earned effort by everybody. The commissioner is putting the medals around each neck as each player deservedly takes it down. The crazy thing, Patrick, that you know is there are certain snapshots in your life that you're going to remember forever. There's nothing like being on a winning team, and these guys will never forget this moment.
Especially an undefeated season.
Number 72, Jesse Woniki.
Okay, this is amazing because these guys just blood, sweat, and tears. Some of the people that started the season didn't make it through.
So it looks like they're giving out the gold medals to all the players.
What's awesome is, I love the fact in hockey, when someone scores a goal, they automatically point at the guy that passed it to them. There are a lot of sports, and I'm not trashing other sports, but you can't do anything on their own.
Yeah,
so it's just a matter of, they're getting their medals, and each one of the players is going and congratulating every other teammate. The MVP is about to be awarded. The MVP for this year's 2019 championship, it goes to number 21, Kasheshian. Awesome. His big players play in big games.
Yeah, he had a big goal this game.
You know what? Every time his skates hit the ice, he was obviously there to play. I ended up saying his name an awful lot, didn't I? So the banner is about to be given to the captains of the team. And they're about to unroll that banner.
So this is the 7th season for the Mountain West Hockey League. It's going strong, getting stronger.
If you're on this and you're in an area that doesn't have a team, get a hold of the commissioner, MWHL.net, and reach out to them and say, we want a team in our area, and he'll do whatever it takes to help it happen. It's going to take, once again, an army.
Hockey's a growing sport. Las Vegas just got a hockey team. Seattle's getting a hockey team. Kids are starting to play. It's a wonderful sport. We're trying to grow the game as much as we can.
Well, here it is. Weston Nash is skating out to center ice, and Thomas Brown, the commissioner and the founder of the league, is handing over the cup to this year's champions, the NorCal Ice Raiders. As is customary, the captain's got it above his head, and you can see that joy on his face. He'll probably pass it to somebody else, and they'll skate it around a little bit, give some friends and family an opportunity to get some pictures on their phones, and pass it off to somebody else. Number 20, he's skating around right now. You know what? There's some of them out there with joy on their faces and some of them out there with tears.
In a few years, that's going to look like the Stanley Cup as you get more tears on that.
It is.
More levels.
Oh, he almost took a dive on that one. He's just looking around trying to figure out who to pass it to next. It's fun when you win a championship, then you have to figure out where your gloves are and where your sticks are and where your helmet is. O'Malley, who was a key part of today's win, because if he would have had a meltdown, I have to tell you, Patrick, the Vipers we'd be playing again tomorrow at 2:15, but we're not.
Yeah, O'Malley was very strong in the net.
And once again, just amazingly fast legs for big guys. So, Quille, that's beautiful. Yeah, number 71 just gave the cup a kiss and put it above his head. Passed it over to number 72, Wojnicki. Said his name a lot. It's amazing. It looks like the ages of these guys, anywhere from like 18 to maybe mid-30s. What do you think, Patrick?
I don't see anybody that looks like they're mid-30s, but
well, they all look young to us. That's all I'm going to say.
To us. That's right. They all have their hair.
I think the captain, look at the joy. Look at the joy on number 18's face. Sobieski. He couldn't look any happier. 91 Thomas, he just kissed that trophy. And oh my gosh, number 22 Nickel. He just passed it. He's went over and, and he's hamming it up for the cameraman over there. Maybe they should have done this all in the corner down there. So, yeah, better camera angle. Awesome job by the NorCal Ice Raiders. Undefeated season, and you just, you can't applaud them enough. Well deserved. Oh, it looks like they're trying to get a good picture. Looks like they're directing them towards it. I know this isn't the most exciting TV right now because this is play-by-play on Celebration, but this is well deserved. We got JJ, our interview girl, who's been up on a stand the other times. She's actually way shorter than than you would have thought. And Nash, the captain of the team. Well, they don't really want that team picture without the captain in it. They're just might. Hey, Thomas, make sure the captain's in their team picture. We can do the interview after, but this is a picture that's going to last a lifetime. But actually, if you look at those fans, some of those parents, some of those brothers, some of those sisters, some of those wives. NorCal Ice Raiders, they just well-deserved celebration going on, and it's time for some of them. I don't know if some of them are going to be shaving their beards, or because that is customary for some people to let it grow for the entire playoffs. So there is a little celebratory interview going to happen with the captain of the team, Nash, by JJ, who's about to go live.
Weston Nash of the NorCal Ice Raiders, 2 years in a row with the championship. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, we worked hard all season, and we never let up, and we're just glad we could do it again, and it paid off for us. So we couldn't be happier, and we all worked hard. I'm just stoked for all the guys on the team, and I'm ready to go celebrate.
Any plans for tonight?
We'll see. I have no idea what's in store, but we're gonna have a good time.
Right on. Simon LeBlue, second-year champion, one of the co-captains, and one of the assistant captains, and he was one of the park managers of the team this year. How did you do to reset?
We everyone really came out and played really hard. I'm extremely proud of everyone, equally. It was a team effort, and everyone's this is a very special victory for everybody, all the way around.
2 years in a row. Can you tell us a little bit about your goal in the third period?
Yeah, I got a pass from Josiah on near the hash marks. Fired it on net. Puck had eyes and found its way in. And we were all jazzed after that. And then it was just playing strong defense from there, just trying to keep the lead.
Okay, well, thanks for bringing the cup back for one night. I guess you're taking it home again.
Yeah, we're all excited. Everyone at University of Beers is really excited. They've been extremely helpful. And I just want to give them a quick shout out, give a quick shout out to my family. Thank you for everything. Not for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And our team wouldn't be nearly as successful. I want to also thank all the other captains and the coaching staff for all their due diligence and hard work. And it was a fantastic season, going 20 wins in a row, no losses. That's something special. So we're all extremely proud and extremely happy.
Great job, undefeated 2-time defending champions of the Mountain West Hockey League.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hockey fans, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting the Mountain West Hockey League 2019 finals. Not just the 2019 finals, but this league every year that you come out. Let's make it stronger, even stronger next year. Congratulations as I look out over the ice with the scattering of gloves and helmets upside down and sticks and family getting well-deserved hugs and pictures with each other. Ladies and gentlemen, keep supporting local hockey, the Mountain West Hockey League. Thank you on behalf of the commissioner, Thomas Brown, myself, Stephen Pocenti, and all the people that made this happen. Signing off from the Sobe Ice Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Take care and good hockey.